Now, who here is mad at that person? Who is mad at the person? You're mad at the person with somebody else in the other room while you're ruining this. Because they didn't tell. Okay, note to self.
I was underestimated.
Oh, nice. Right? But you weren't mad that they told you could make money. Just that, okay, yeah. So none of us got mad or offended when somebody said, hey, guess what? You can get a link and make money with Xyngfest, right? So whenever you're starting to share the income and you get a little tongue-tied, you're not really sure what to say, I want you to just think about yourself. What did you need to hear? How did you need to hear it? How many times did you need to hear it? Think about that, because we are most qualified to help the people that we used to be. And even if you're brand new and you haven't even made $1 with Xyngfest yet, you now have hope for a different future financially, right? Before Xyngfest, whenever I was broke, that was bad. But what was worse was not having any hope of a way out of the financial situation that I had. Somebody out there is feeling that exact same way. They're not only broke, but they have no idea how they're going to get out of that, and you have a way to help them, and so you have to be talking about that. Who here wants to grow a rock-solid business that's going to stand the test of time? All right. Another question. Who here knows what the one last question is? Not many people. I'm surprised. Okay. Well, maybe you just haven't heard it phrased as the one last question, but we're about to talk about it. So whenever somebody comes to you and they say, I need to lose 20 pounds, I'm dog-tired, I'm bloated all the time, I need help, then you're going to probably say, okay, great, we can help you. You talk a little bit more about what they need, and so you recommend a few different kits to them based on their needs, right? They say, okay, we're going to get the X bundle, we're going to add on the Digestion Duo, perfect choice, you're going to love it. Now I have one last question for you. You can start as a customer, you're going to get great results, I'm going to help you, and you're going to absolutely love it. Or you can start as a partner. All that means is you're going to get a link, you're going to get great results, people are going to want to know what you're doing, they're going to want to order, you're going to have a link, you're going to send your link instead of mine, and the company's going to pay you for it. Which one do you want to do? That wasn't weird, that wasn't awkward. I don't think anybody's going to get mad at you for asking them that one last question. Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they're like, hey, leave it. Shannon's going to talk about it a little bit later. Maybe they're going to want to do it a little bit later, but you've planted that seed. You've let them know about the opportunity that you have. Start using the one last question, you guys, and just see what amazing things are going to happen. So I stole this from Stacy Rotello, and then I know that it was talked about on stage too. You guys, we have to start looking at our business as a franchise. We have a franchise. If you owned a McDonald's and somebody came in and wanted to buy a McDonald's franchise, you wouldn't just tell them to make hamburgers, would you? You wouldn't just tell them to make hamburgers and fries. You would tell them we have hamburgers, we have fries, and we have shakes. And people are going to come in and buy burgers, fries, and shakes all day long, and you're going to do great with this franchise. We have 3 opportunities to help people. We have weight loss, better than any other products out there. We have incredible products, collagen, gut health, all of those products. But we also have the income. And so we have to start talking about all 3 parts of our business 100% of the time without fail. If you only talk about weight loss, you're only going to get people that want to lose weight. If you only talk about the products, you're only going to get product users. We have to start sharing all of it. So we're going to use the acronym GROW, because if you want to grow a rock-solid business, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get to know people. We're going to have to realize that our back office is a gold mine. We're going to have to start optimizing our social media, and we're going to have to start sharing stories like crazy. So getting to know people. We have to start to look for opportunities for us to meet people that we wouldn't meet otherwise. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have just hundreds of people beating down my door wanting to get started with me. So I have to look for opportunities to meet people that I wouldn't know otherwise. Who here loves to do curbside? When you do groceries, you do curbside, you back in there, they load your car, and you have to go in and see anybody or anything. If you do have to go inside, I don't know if you're like me, but it's like eyes down, don't make eye contact. I don't want to see you, talk to you, I want to get my groceries and get out of this place. Well, it's a whole grocery store full of people that either I haven't seen in forever or I've never seen before. And so it's an opportunity for me to start meeting people and have chit-chatty conversations. And I don't like to have chit-chatty conversations, but like I said, people aren't beating down my door to start with me, and so I have to look for those opportunities. We have to ask more questions. We have to be curious about people. We have to listen, really, really listen to them. And we have to listen to what they're not saying too. When I signed up with Christy Bland, I never told her that I was broke. But she took the time to get to know me, and through getting to know me, she realized that I could use a little bit of extra income. And so the fact that she got to know me by listening to the things that I was not saying allowed her to present the opportunity to me. So we have to stop trying to just get the sign up. If we will just have conversations with people and just think of it as an opportunity to get to know people, to see where the road leads, it's going to take the pressure off of you. I don't know about y'all, but so many times I'm getting to know somebody and I'm getting excited about all that they're telling me because I think that they would do great with me. All I can think about is, get them signed up, get them signed up. And then the conversation dies because they're feeling that energy. If I would just use the conversation as a way to get to know them, stop worrying about getting the sign up until the opportunity opens itself, I would get way more down the road with these people. So chit-chatty conversations. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm a dental hygienist, so I do have the opportunity to see and meet people that I wouldn't otherwise. So I had a new patient the other day. She came in, she was new to our town. And so we had a chit-chatty conversation about where she used to live, what brought her to the town we were in, does she have kids, how old were they involved with sports, you know, all the things that you talk to people about. Well, then I asked her, do you work outside the home? You know, what do you do? Well, she said, yes, I own an Etsy store. So, of course, bells started going off, and I was like, what? So we talked about her Etsy store. She makes candles. And oh my gosh, I love candles. I always have one burning. Can I get the name of your Etsy store? Absolutely. So then we went and we made a connection on Etsy. I didn't ask her right then if she wanted to join me in the business. We just made that connection, and then we started chatting about all of her candles. Of course, I bought a candle and all the things. Coming here. It's an opportunity in an airport, on a plane, to meet people you would never have the opportunity to meet before. Let's see. I have this slide of a Georgia person, but I actually did make a connection with a lady waiting for baggage claim. You got to get your eyes up. You got to realize, you know, here are opportunities to talk to people. So I'll just go with this example because this is the slide I have. So maybe I was standing there waiting for my bags and somebody else was too, and so you just start chit-chatting with them. What brought you to Louisville? You know, what are you here for? And so they tell you, well, I'm from Georgia, and I'm here for blah, blah, blah. And they're going to ask you what you're here for. Great opportunity to say, well, I'm here with a conference with the company that I'm partnered with. They're probably going to say, what is it? So you get an opportunity to kind of slide that in and talk to them about it. So, you know, I've never been to Georgia. I would absolutely love to go to Georgia. And they tell you how great Georgia is. Well, here comes the bags. So then what are you going to do? The conversation has to stop, right? So you just say, hey, you know, I love chatting with you about Georgia. I've always wanted to go there. Can we connect on Facebook? And I can send you a message and I'll pick your brain if I ever get to go there and you can tell me where we need to go. They're going to say yes. So then you right there, hand them your phone, get that connection made right then, and then you're going to have a conversation later. So just looking for these opportunities to meet people is what we need to be doing, you guys. Maybe you talk to somebody about a cute outfit that they were wearing, and they were a stranger, and so you get connected with them so they can send you the name of the store, because guess what, you don't have a pen and you don't have any paper, so I really need to connect with you on Messenger so that you can send me the name of that store. I was talking to somebody the other day about trying to get Morgan Wallen tickets. I mean, I don't know if y'all know how to get Morgan Wallen tickets, but if you have tips, I need to know because it is really hard. So we connected on Facebook so that I could get some more tips with her. And so now we're chit-chatting in Facebook. And then talking about travel to people. People love to tell you about the resorts they go to. Hello, it's a great opportunity for you to talk about the great travel that you have with Xyngfest too. Maybe you've been to the same resorts, or like in Mexico, if you've ever gotten to go on a passport trip, Founders Club, you could talk about your resort. But hey, can I connect with you so that you can give me all that information about that resort you told me about? And so now you have a connection that you wouldn't have otherwise, just because you're making some chit-chatty conversations. And then just send them a message later on. You know, it was great chatting with you today. Whatever y'all were talking about, did y'all have fun shopping? How was that restaurant you were telling me about? I know your kids were about to go to the ball game. Did they win? What about that recipe? Just get the conversation going and then wait for the door to open, because it will open, you guys. So the ask, rip the Band-Aid off, like Janet Redberg said. So this was me ripping the Band-Aid off with my Etsy lady. This was just an easy flow of the conversation. I just said, hey, you know, I was thinking this morning that you're obviously an entrepreneur with your Etsy store and it is doing so well. Do you keep your option open to other streams of income? If so, I would love to share my side gig with you. It's helped me earn a substantial side income in the nooks and crannies of my busy day. Now, I said substantial because she already has a very successful business, and I assumed if she was going to do anything else, she would want it to be substantial and worth her time. And I said crazy busy because in our conversation, she had mentioned many, many times how crazy busy she was. So I needed her to know that she could do it in her crazy busy day too. This was another rip the Band-Aid off that I used with somebody. We were chatting about travel sports, and she has a son that plays baseball and a daughter that does volleyball. So the husband takes the son, the wife takes the daughter. They're going to separate places every weekend. They have hotels and gas and all the things, all the money that they're spending. And so I just said, hey, you know, I was thinking the other day after we were chatting about how expensive travel sports is. You might be interested in hearing about my side gig. It's the only way we've been able to afford for our girls to rodeo as much as they have. I would love to share more about it with you. That does not sound awkward. I did not dress hitting the send button. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this, but here it goes. It was just the natural flow of conversation because I had taken the time to get to know her a little bit, and then I could present how Xyngfest could help her. If they say yes, and you can get them face-to-face, get them face-to-face. Coffee, lunch, whatever it looks like, get them face-to-face. Obviously, if you're doing it on social media and you live in different parts of the country, you can't do that. Try to do a video chat. You cannot replace your voice and them hearing and feeling the passion of what you're about to share with them. If you can't do a video chat, get them on the phone, get them a messenger. But at this point, you've already made that connection. And so you just talking about the opportunity that you have, you can't get it wrong now, you guys. Okay. I'm going to let Shannon talk about connections and getting to know people and their follow-up method, because if you start having these conversations like you need to, you're going to have so many people that you're talking with. You're going to have a follow-up method, whether it's a notebook, TeamZ, a spreadsheet, but you're going to have a way to keep up with these people.
Hi, I'm Shannon Link from Washington State, and nice to be here today.
Hi, Shannon.
Thank you. So how many here have notebook or TeamZ or a spreadsheet or a calendar like Nicole showed?
Yes.
It's so important to have that. I have stacks of notebooks. That's how I keep track of stuff, because if you don't, you will forget them. They will fall off, because after a while there's too many and you just have to keep track of them. Get to know them. Write notes about them. You know, this person has fibromyalgia, this person's an empty nester, this person's retired, this person has menopause, those types of things. Write down those little notes so when you do follow up with them, you're going to know exactly what you can start talking about. How many of you guys follow up with your customers? It is so important. The reason I say that is because it took me a month to get started because nobody followed up with me. That's my biggest regret, is that I did not have the follow-up that I wish I would have had, because there was a month wasted that I didn't have. So when somebody follows your post or likes on your post, do you do anything? Okay, this is important. When somebody follows you, reach out to them. Say, hey, thanks for the follow. Is there something you're looking for? Can I help you with weight loss, wellness, or extra income? They're following you for a reason. They're not just picking you out of somewhere, you know. So it's important to reach out to them. Same with when they like on your post. You know, if somebody gives you a heart, hey, thanks for the love on that post. Is there something you're looking for? Are you looking for weight loss, wellness, extra income? You know, put it in your words, but reach out to them. They're liking it for a reason. Also, you know, when you first start, if you're like me, I had 400 friends when I started. I started requesting friends of friends because my pond is small. You're going to want to grow. You want that pond to get bigger, right? So starting, you know, friend requesting friends of friends. I had a lady that reached, you know, she messaged me and she's like, I know why you're friend requesting me. I'm like, I know you know why I'm friend requesting you. I have a business and I want to grow it. Do I care? I don't care, block me, do what you gotta do, but I'm moving on. I'm gonna invite more friends and keep getting bigger.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the R, realizing that our back office is a gold mine. Happy customers make some of the best builders because they use the products, they love the products, and most of them already have a testimony to share. So this is all Shannon right here. She dug in her back office this summer and found a golden nugget deep down under some lines, and she reached out to her, and the rest is history.
Yeah. So I had a partner actually. And she had just bought a pub with her husband. She had a salon. She was a hairstylist. And she left the chat. And I thought, okay, I understand why you left because she's probably extremely busy, and I got that. But the first thing I thought of, I've got to get in my back office. I have to take care of these customers because she is now not taking care of them. I need to get a hold of each customer and let them know that I am Shannon with Xyngfest. I'm here for you and I want to talk to you. So I looked in the back office and I seen Haley Haywood. And I seen Haley Haywood was buying a kit every month. And so I texted her and I said, hey, I'm Shannon with Xyngfest. Is it all right if I call you? You know, I'd like to talk to you. So she said, sure. So I called her and I said, I seen that you are ordering kit after kit, and I said I wanted to just talk to you a little bit and see if anybody's ever reached out to you about extra income and getting your products paid for. And she says no, and I said, well, have you even heard of an 8-day food list? You know, has anybody talked to you? She says no, nobody's talked to me. She says what happened is a year ago, my mom bought a kit from somebody and asked me if I wanted it, and I said, sure. So she said, I got on it, and my first month I lost 20 pounds. She says, my husband and I had been trying to have children for 2 years and couldn't get pregnant until I lost 20 pounds. And she said, I got pregnant, and I told my husband, as soon as his baby's born, I'm getting back on those products. And so he says, great. He says, I'm gonna join you. So she goes, perfect. So they got back on it, and he joined too. And when I mentioned it to her, she told me, she says, I don't know about selling it. She says, if we do get a link, it's just going to be friends and family. I said, okay, it's going to help you. That's good, you know. So he lost 30 pounds in his first month. Guess what happened? He works for City of Spokane. The guys are asking. They're saying, what are you doing? He runs home, he says, get Shannon, that girl, on the phone now. Get that link. Get going. We gotta get going on this because these guys are wanting to get started. So that's what happened, and she grew. And then it was the Summer Sizzle Showdown. You know, $400 bonus. Take care of your partners. Get them excited. I said, hey, look, you are $250 PV from Hit Manager. All of a sudden, they got $400 bonus. Hey, look, you are 450 PV away from hitting Silver Manager. Let's do this. Get them excited. Let them know what this can do for them. Keep track of them. Let them, you know, so they know how close they are to hitting something. So important to keep track of those people. And also subscription. Everybody, that's so important. When you're sleeping, that's your residual income. That's for the times that it gets tough and that, you know, people aren't really there. That's your steady income. It's so important to say, hey, these are like rapid rewards. You get 10% towards free product. What do you have to lose? You definitely want to reach out to them.
And I love that you not only dug in your back office, but you didn't even hesitate to text her and just call up a complete stranger on the phone to tell her that she's ordering products anyway, you might as well get them paid for.
Yeah.
So I love that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our social media, optimizing our social media. We have to use our social media as a lead generator or a lead magnet. It's gonna bring us leads that then we're gonna go make those personal connections with that we talked about a little bit earlier today. So we have to be sharing our entire franchise on social media, not just the weight loss, not just the products. We have to be talking about the income too. And we have to make it personal. We have to share details about our partners. If there's a single mom, you want to share the story. If there's an empty nester, like Haley Haywood, she has a little family, and she was able to use her money this summer to just do a birthday party like crazy with all the blow-up inflatable stuff, and she used her singular money to do that. Talk about the teachers, talk about the nurses. People need to be able to see themselves in the stories. So here's some examples of some great posts that did that exact thing. This is Stacey Rotello, and she talked about her friend Sharice, and she used her picture with her son, so she made it real. So Sharice is a real person, just a normal, average, everyday person, and I love that Stacey said, I helped her earn this bonus. We talk about helping people lose weight all the time. Are we talking about helping people earn extra income too? People need to know not only that that they can make extra money with our company, but that they're going to get the help to do it. So I love her wording. And then she said she's a busy educator and a mom, and she's never had an affiliate link before. And this is what she's got to do. You guys, we obviously want to make it as compliant as possible. If you don't, compliance will reach out to you and help you fix it. Don't get mad. Don't get offended. Don't get your tail feathers ruffled. Just fix it however they recommend and move on, because they're here to help us keep our business doors open. So I loved this post. This is the post that I made. You can't see the picture. You probably can't see a whole lot of it. But there was a picture of a whole group of us. A special needs mom, a respiratory therapist, a rural postal carrier, dental hygienist, an empty nester, a kindergarten teacher. I wanted people to be able to see not only themselves, but that we're just average, everyday people going to work, doing our thing, and we're making extra money with this company. This was a great post that Leslie made. Sometimes you don't want to have a reason for schooling your grandbaby. You just want to be able to do it. She didn't even have to talk about a dollar amount. Do you know how many retired people are living on a fixed income and have zero extra dollars? And what do grandparents want to do? They want to school their kids. And if they don't have the money to do it, that's got to be an awful thing. And Leslie has the money to do it. So that post, I'm sure, got a ton of people's attention. This was a great post that Sissy made. So she was able to walk into Lowe's, buy a new fridge, a new washer and dryer, and a stove. She didn't have to get a Lowe's credit card. She loved that Xyngfest gave her the ability to make these purchases without even blinking an eye. Everybody knows how expensive appliances is. And to be able to do that without having to get a Lowe's credit card, get a loan at the bank, or put it on another credit card, that was an impactful post that she made. Jana, I'm talking about how she got paid 3 times on a Monday, and that pay helped her help a grieving family get her nails, toes, and hair done, and pay the phone bill. She didn't have to put a dollar amount out there. Everybody knows how expensive all of that is, and in one day, by getting paid 3 times, she was able to do all of that right there. And then Stacey again, I love our company and the daily pay. It helps me to be able to splurge on the good seats and help make memories with her son. She didn't have to put a dollar amount. Everybody knows how expensive seats at a ball game are, and she was able to do that and make these lasting memories. So you guys, if we just talk about weight loss, we're only going to get people that want to lose weight. If we just talk about the products, we're only going to get product users. If you raise your hand and said you want to grow a rock solid business, you've got to start talking about all 3 things that we have to offer to people, and you've got to start doing it on social media too, and not be afraid of it. Shannon, you guys optimize your social media like crazy.
So I like to watch the social media. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but people on your page, it's like, watch them. And if you see stuff that you're liking, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm liking your content. Are you interested in maybe joining something? I'd like to invite you to our business page. Is called Elevate. So, I tag them in a couple of videos, one with Mark Walker and Jana, and also one with Steve and Jana also. And just say, hey, check this out, and just this gal that I did that to actually is a Dutora distributor. And so now she's looking at that opportunity, and I'm going to follow up with her. How many people here use hashtags? Hashtags are so important, and I'm going to tell you why. I did a hashtag menopause. I do hashtag Xyngfest. Depending on what I do, I usually do about anywhere from 3 to 5. I had a gal reach out to me that found me by hashtag menopause. And she said, I saw your story, and she says, I'm going through menopause, and I'd like to know more about what you do. And so I reached out to her. I got her on a 3-way chat, video chat with Stacy Rutello, because she told me she's a teacher. So got Stacy on the phone, and she ended up signing up as a partner. She sells Rodan and Fields. And she found me by hashtag. I had another lady reach out. She says, I finally found Xyngfest. She says, I worked on a cruise ship that Xyngfest was on, and somebody gave me products, and nobody gave me any information. I found you by doing a hashtag. I found hashtag Xyngfest. So we're talking and everything, and I gave her information, but somebody missed out on an opportunity because they didn't give her any information. They just gave her the products. Lives and reels are so important. When I first started, I did my first live when I was about 3 weeks into the thing. My first month, I signed up 35 people, and it wasn't until I did my first live, and it was because I showed the passion of what the products could do and how they made me feel. And when I did the live, then it was like all of a sudden everybody started coming out from the woodwork. It's important to do lives and reels. I have a partner, her name is Char Ward. I asked her for her permission to give you guys. She's excellent at reels and lives. Okay. Also, my husband and I were listening to a financial advisor one day, and the financial advisor was talking about when people retire, they need a side gig. It's too expensive these days. People can't make it. Like she was talking about with the grandma wanting to, spoil the grandkids. You need to have that extra side gig. So I was listening to the financial advisor, and he said, that some people like to walk dogs. I thought, well, that'd be. Then all of a sudden he says, and some people pick up dog poop. And I went, oh hell no. There ain't no way I'm doing that for a side gig. I looked at me, and then all of a sudden the light bulb went off. I said, do you realize that I've already started the side gig? Honey, I said, we retire in 10 years, hopefully not that long. But I said, do you realize that I've already started the side gig for us? And I got excited, it was cool. And then I had a friend, Stacy, she started the program. And she says, you know what, I hate it. The kids are gone. I'm an empty nester. I absolutely hate it. I'm bored. I miss them. I just wish they'd stay with us forever. And I thought, I don't know about forever, but anyways, I said, you should start a side gig. You're an empty nester. This has kept me busy. I know what it's like being an empty nester. Why not start a side gig? Give them that opportunity.
I love it. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about is whose story do they need to hear? I know you all have probably heard a bunch about 3-way connection calls and how important they are and how impactful that they are. For me, that was my aha moment. Christy Bland put me on the phone with Jana Dyer, another dental hygienist, another rodeo mom. And the first part of the call, she used it to get to know me, just like we had talked about in the beginning. She got to know me and who I was, and then she shared her story. And she painted the picture of it so well that I was able to see myself in her story. And then she weaved it back in and shared how the Xyngfest income could help me and all of my needs that she had gotten to know. You guys, 3-way calls, connection calls, you cannot replace the passion and the voice of hearing somebody's story firsthand. So it's such a powerful tool to do to help upgrade customers, to help get business partners, to help people hear what we have to offer. It is hard to get people on the phone. Who struggles to get people on a phone call? It's hard, right? Shannon and them have been doing these connection chats this summer, and it has just elevated their business tremendously. I love that she doesn't ask people if they want to be in the chat. She just puts her person in the chat. Somebody's lost 20 pounds and she wants them for the business. She just starts the chat. She puts a few other people in there. She lets us know that she's doing it, obviously, and gives us a little information. But I love that they voice it. It's not written. We use our voice and our passion. People are nosy. They're going to listen to the voice clip. whether they ever respond, whether they ever decide to do it or not, they're gonna listen to that story. And so one way or another, you've planted the seed of what we have to offer. And then you can see how Jolene was like, wow, thank you for the amazing stories. It's so great to hear. And so I don't know if you want to add anything to that or your celebration calls.
Yeah, so this does work, definitely. Sometimes if I feel like it, I'll do an actual video, you know. Hey, here's my story. I'll do an actual video to them. If I, you know, just once in a while, I'll do that, and that works too. Celebration calls. Haley Haywood, who we were just talking about, has from day one done celebration calls. If you haven't done those, it's so important because that's your perfect opportunity to say, you know, they're telling you, I just lost 8 pounds in 8 days. I'm feeling good. That's your cue. You know, jump in. Hey, did you know that you can get this link and get your products paid for? Talk about, and then, you know, we just get excited about it. And when they're on their 9th day, just let them know. So if you don't tell them, they're never going to know, you know, and that's a great thing that's been working for us too. And I just want to say one last thing. Watch the Zooms, watch your upline, listen to them. There's not a Zoom that I haven't missed that, you know, I haven't learned from. There's so much information from your upline that can help you in every way.
Absolutely. So, according to Forbes, digital marketing, aka social selling, is one of the top 5 in-demand skills for 2023. We are in the social selling era, and it's here to stay, and the industry is changing lives. So what are you waiting for? If you don't leave here with anything else, leave here with a commitment that you're going to start talking about all 3 parts of your business franchise with people 100% of the time. Thank you guys. We appreciate y'all listening.
Okay, didn't they do awesome?
Yeah.
So great.